Yanez just doesn't miss your head if he aims.
He started talking mess to me in the middle of the fight, and I just told myself, nah, I'm gonna get you for those words, bro.
Adrian Yanez! Welcome to UFC Unfiltered.
Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier.
I'm made for a fucking podcast. We're dangerous. Listen to me, we're at it.
Okay, welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Jake just wouldn't leave. He was enjoying our company so much. He was loving being with us.
I know. Jake is a two-man show. But,
Make sure you're recording. Make sure you're recording. I think we are. Anyway, welcome. This tech talk. Adrian Yanez and Bobby Kelly will be. I almost said are fighting. I would really like to see that.
Wow.
See Bobby get beaten up by Adrian Yanez. Adrian's coming off that fucking tough loss to Rob Font, who Rob was coming off 2 losses himself in that fight. What a great first round that was for as long as it lasted.
Yeah, I want to talk to Adrian, and I want to find out how many fair weather friends he has. You know what I mean? There's guys,
right.
And listen, he has losses before, but this is his first time losing on the big stage.
That's right.
And he's in the waiting room, so we're not going to have to wait long for this answer.
No need to speculate. We may as well just ask him. Let's bring him in.
Yes.
And he is fighting. It is this Saturday on, let me just get the proper, it's Youssef against Barboza, Sadiq Youssef against Edson Barboza, number 11, number 13. What a great fight. This is the, I believe the featured bout. This is before the Arahu Maya co-main.
It's like he's peeking over the fence over here. Look, it's like he can't.
There he is. All right.
Hey, man. Big thank you to Christoph for fixing the camera for me.
How you doing?
Good.
Oh, doing good. Y'all? How y'all doing?
Very, very well. That was a crazy fight. Yeah, Matt wanted to ask you. He had a good question. That was a great first round for as long as it lasted. You have landed some hard shots. Rob landed some hard shots. What were your feelings walking away from that fight? It was the first loss for you, and it snapped that 9-fight streak. Sorry.
My immediate response was just me just being pissed off because I got away from what I was supposed to be doing. Got away from the game plan. Got away from myself. I was needless to say, I was walking around like, man, I fucked up, telling the fans I'm sorry and all that stuff. I was like I knew the high stakes that fight had for me. So I immediately knew. I was like, fuck, I fucked this up. I blew my chance and all that stuff. So I was in that moment, like immediately right after the rev went off, I was just yelling at myself like, man, I fucked up. But to prolong that, I was already in the mode of like trying to rewatch my fight, trying to see where I went wrong at, trying to see what I needed to do better. I lost my cool in a sense of like, I had him hurt in that within the first minute. And then next thing you know, I didn't stick to my game plan. I ended up going into like a spaz type mode, trying to hit him with every hard shot I could, that he actually turned the tide on me and was landing his own shots. And then when he started landing his own shots, I was like, no, I'm the one that's supposed to be doing this. And I just got out of my control, just started swinging. I was like, no, I'm going to put you to sleep first. And, when
that's the old saying, Adrian, like, yeah, everybody has a game plan until they get hit. And then they're like, what? You're hitting me. How dare you? So, yeah, I get it. But I want to know, because, listen, you've had losses before, but this is your first time having a loss on the big stage. So I want to know about, it's fun to vent about some idiots. When everybody's great. It's great when you're winning. And we know this. We know this from the past when you've had a loss. You've dealt with people, I'm sure, that say the wrong thing. Did you ever did you get surprised by anybody this time? Did anybody who normally, like somebody from the normal coffee shop or anywhere, you normally seeing you like, oh, this and that, saying, what happened? There's so many stories I have of this, not only with myself, but with other fighters that are just brutal. And guys are just.
Oh, man, I repeatedly stayed away from people just because I was like, the one interaction that I had was like, man, like, you were hitting him, man, but then he got you. And I was like, I immediately want to be like, fuck you, man.
Right?
That was
No
my
big
first,
deal.
like, want to be like, hey, like, I had to pull myself away. The ones that get me were like, man, yeah, you looked really great at first, and then he caught you, and I'm like, yeah, I know, I replay this shit back in my head all the time. Then somebody else, well, the one that made me mad, because I was already over it, like after a while, and I was working through the technical stuff, and then somebody was like, it was actually like a training partner. A training partner told me this. And I was like, oh, we're sparring today, right?
Yeah.
But he's like, hey man, did you see that? Did you see fight Corey Sandhagen? He's like, seeing that, do you think you wish you would have shot? And I'm like, went for the take. I was like who the like
Oh,
shut that I was like,
Hey,
yeah.
Adrian,
I bit my tongue.
Adrian, I had a buddy of mine, right? He's doing successfully as a successful school in Georgia. Great guy. Now, look, he grew up upstate, and he grew up in one of those towns where it's like, how many, like a few hundred people, like in the whole high school type of thing, a town of like 2 blocks. The guy makes it to the UFC. He fights BJ Penn, and he loses. Now, BJ Penn at the time was BJ fucking Penn. You know what I mean? So the guy goes home to his house, and listen, the guy lives in upstairs, literally like a town of how many blocks. And it's an old, it's like a reunion. I don't know if it's at his high school or something. Maybe it was his 10-year reunion. So then I remember he told me, he goes, it was like the gym teacher, this old lady. She goes, hey, Paul, in front of everybody, I seen you on the TV fighting. Weren't you supposed to win? And dude, he's like,
oh my God.
Matt, I wanted to take this lady. He goes, I couldn't anybody. He's like, I want to kill everybody. I go, dude, Paul, I go, hey man, that's the life, dude. That's what this is. It's dealing with a lot of that. Imagine that you go home, you made it to the world stage. It's like somebody making it long ago used to be like, it's somebody like on a bar telling a guy who made it to the Olympics, well, you just got the bronze? What's the matter with you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you got to know where it's coming from, Adrian.
That lady's a rotten old bitch. She really sucks. But you know, it was when you said you got away from the game plan, it was interesting because you have such an amazing jab, so fast. Font's jab looked really good that night too, and it looked like you guys were hurting each other. And you really did land some good shots. Did he hurt you at all? And then you felt like it got away. You changed because you wanted to counter that, or did you feel like you had him and you're like, I want to finish this now?
It was a mixture of both. Like where, like at the beginning, I hurt him, and I hurt him kind of early. I hit him with the right hand, and I saw him kind of stumble, start making a couple steps back, and I was like, oh, that's a tell sign. I'm going for it. Right. And while I started like trying to stay technical, I started swinging. He started building up combinations, started doing some slick stuff where whenever I slipped on the inside of the jab, he was getting a single collar tie on the back of my head and starting to throw, like getting into the clinch and all that stuff. So, and then he hit me with one jab that I remember in that moment, I thought my feet weren't underneath me. And I was like, he hit me with the jab, and I hear people like someone like, oh, someone in the crowd like, oh, and I was like, no, that they're not owing at me. They're owing at the punch that Font threw at me. And I'm like, it just was like, all right, I had to go after him. And I started going after him. And the next thing you know, in that moment, I didn't think I was hurt. But after looking back at the tape and going back, I was like, oh, I was hurt. So immediately, whenever I got hurt, I just went straight into, I'm gonna fucking throw everything I got at you. And then, you know what? Sometimes you got to pull yourself back in, because I learned a good lesson that day.
Right, and so it was nothing in training. Like some guys will come on. Who do we have earlier this week, Matt, that said that Drew Dober, who was saying that after a loss, he went back to seeing what he had been doing to win and all. But for you, it wasn't that type of an issue. It was just kind of getting away from something that you had planned for.
Oh yeah, no, I strayed away too far away from my game plan. I was doing everything that I needed to do in that first minute, and because I knew he had a great jab. I believed I had a really good jab as well too. The difference between my jab and his jab is he was a really stiff jabber. You just one power jab, and for me, I like to double up, triple up at times, and like keep it nice and quick. But yeah, it was working until like I hurt him, and then all of a sudden, next like I started veering away. I was like, oh, I went for the kill, and I got away from myself.
Okay, yeah. All right. What are you expecting out of Jonathan Martinez? I mean, this is such a great fight.
It is.
Man, if you think about Jonathan Martinez, man, he just throws heavy kicks, man. Heavy kicks. He has good, solid jiu-jitsu. He can also punch as well, too. Like, people forget about him. And, yeah, I feel like he's massively underrated as well, too. I feel like he's flown under the radar, and a lot of these guys haven't been keeping an eye on him. But, I had my eye on him for a while until international fight where we became cool. We didn't think that fight was going to be next at the time. So, we're sitting down showing each other pictures of each other's kids and all that stuff. So it was just kind of like, damn. It was like, man, that sucks. We gotta fight each other next. It is what it is, though.
Yeah, shit, man. You're showing pictures of each other's kid. Now you gotta go make them your kid. This is the business we're in, man. It's the business we're in. Listen, many moons ago, I fought a man named Dean Thomas, and now next to Jimmy, he's my BFF. So it doesn't matter, man. You guys are gonna be, when you're old men, you'll be talking about it, and it'll be, as long as you win, you'll be happy. It's gonna be great, Adrian. Happy to see you back, dude, because you are entertaining as F, and you have a nice dance partner for this. Did it matter who it was coming back? I mean, was it like, just give me a name, or what was it?
Oh no, it was legitimately give me anybody. I'll take. Like, I was wanting to come back in August, come back in September. They gave me October, but I was telling them, I was like, look, if y'all can put me in at the end of August, I'm there. If y'all can put me in anytime in September, I'm there. We're trying to get September 16th for the longest time. We're like 3 months out, and that's the fight we're trying to get a fight on September 16th. Then got moved to September 23rd, and then after that ended up being October 14th, Jonathan Martinez. So I was just like I wanted to get back in there and kind of correct my wrongs like as soon as possible, but it was a kind of like a blessing for me to get October 14th. I was able to refine it a little bit more than, the extra couple of weeks to be able to refine.
Some guys after a loss it'll shake their confidence, but it doesn't seem like it's done that to you. It seems like more like you were very analytical. Like, yep, I know exactly what the fuck happened there. I know exactly what I did wrong. And it's not a confidence issue as much as, oh yeah, I should have just stuck with what I was doing.
Yeah. No, I'm very analytical when it comes to myself. I have to be, because this sport, like, you get too much into your emotions, and some things happens like in my last fight. Again, I got caught up in my own emotions that I got put to sleep with that. So for me, I had to stay super analytical. I had to make sure that I'm doing everything correctly and making sure that I'm doing what I can do at the best of my abilities. And then a lot of times, if you let your emotions get the best of you, man, you've seen a lot of fights where a lot of guys be like, "Oh, come on!" and all of a sudden they get knocked out. A good one is that Betch Correia knockout where she got knocked out by Holly Holmes. Right before she's trying to taunt her and all that stuff, letting the emotions get the best of her, and gets head kicked right after that. So it's like, I can't do that. Like, there's a lot of these guys that will like let it get to them, and then next they're on the floor. So for me, I realize that and I see that, and I'm like, okay, well, if I do this, I know my outcome has a higher possibility of me coming out with the win and all that stuff. So I want to make sure that I'm doing everything at a solid pace.
Silver Weidman. Chris Weidman won the middleweight championship because Anderson was, and he may have won that fight anyway, but I mean, in a moment where Anderson was just behaving like, not taking it as serious as he should have, and it cost him the championship.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that Beth Carrera fight. Nobody's seen her since that fucking head kick. You might have decapitated her. Did they cover that up? Where is Beth Carrera? He was doing a little, and then she whack. That was a head kick from the hell, dude. Jimmy.
Yeah.
Nobody's seen her since. It's fucking crazy. So Adrian, listen, man. Enough of all this MMA stuff for a second or two. We gotta we've had you on before. We've talked about this before, but we like the audience to know you better behind your deadly fighting style and that smile. Give us a hobby. What are you doing in the off season, buddy? Besides kids and whatnot.
Oh shit! I have no off season.
Anything? A book you're reading? A Netflix show you're watching?
Oh, a Netflix show? I'll go Amazon. I'll be watching The Boys a lot. I had to go back and watch The Boys.
There's a new show called Gen X.
Yeah, that one's that one already has 4 episodes out. I haven't seen the 4th episode, but I've seen all 3 already. So yeah, I'm really into that just because I feel like if superheroes were real, I feel like that would kind of be the route it'd be taken.
It's very dirty too. Jimmy would like it. Jimmy sometimes goofs on my love of superheroes, but this Jimmy, because you're so perverse, this show, listen, picture, you know how like Ant-Man gets big and gets little? You know, Jimmy?
I didn't know that's what he did.
Maybe you don't know that big man, but listen, he does. So picture like there's a female like that. So she was with her boyfriend or some other guy. So she was literally the size of his cock. And he's like, "Oh, that's great." He's like, "Give it a squeeze." And she's like, "Oh, Jimmy, if you were Ant-Man, I can picture you small jumping on a cock." Like, "Arr!" Anyway, so Jimmy, you'd be like uppercutting the balls. Anyway, Adrian, The Boys is a good show. There is a scene like that, so you should watch. I'm telling Jimmy. So like a weird sex scene, but you should. The new one, Gen X, is pretty disturbing in a good way. So I watched a little bit of that. It's just like The Boys. It's the same universe.
Oh yeah. No, that's definitely on my watch list. Yeah,
it's disturbing. But all right. Man, Jimmy, what else, Jimmy? We're happy Adrian's back.
Before you go, Adrian, how much tape do you watch? Are you a guy who goes over so much of it, or do you allow the coaches to do that, or because you don't want to get distracted, or do you like to watch?
Man, honestly, I kind of like just started watching a lot more tape, especially after the Font fight. I watched film on Font, but just not to the point where I was extensively breaking him down. I just get a general idea of what he would do. But other than that, I would never watch tape. I'd just be like, all right, well, I don't care. I'm the better fighter. I'm just gonna go in there, walk in, not knock anybody out. So that's the way I used to think about it. Now I'm like, all right, cool. If I'm gonna be a little bit more analytical about myself and what I need to do, I have to be a little bit more analytical about what my opponent is doing as well too. So shout out to my training partner Cameron, because that guy like lives and dies off film study. He's like, no, I'm always watching film, always trying to do something. So yeah, that I'm starting to do a lot more film study now.
Yeah, I guess there's a balance you have to keep, right, between how much am I just being aware and seeing some little quirks that somebody has, and how much all of a sudden you don't want to get obsessed with something and then expect it and they don't do it, and you're fighting because of what you saw on a film and not exactly what's in front of you.
Oh yeah, 100%. Again, that's why I keep most of it kind of general, but then also you look for little ticks here and there, like, oh, if he doesn't do it in the fight, hey, it just didn't happen. You kept it very general and all of that stuff. But if you see it and he does it, you're just like, oh, okay, I know what to do off of here. I got plenty of counters. So again, I keep it very general, but I do see like his main basic weapons there. I just try to build off that.
Adrian, thank you so much. We're going to watch you Saturday night, and good luck, man. I'm sure you don't need it. Your fights are always super exciting, and I look forward to seeing you against Jonathan Martinez. I think it's the featured bout, right? Then you get the co-main and the main. So yeah, third fight up be the featured bout. And have a great fight, man. It's always good talking to you.
Yeah, Adrian.
Thank y'all, guys. Thank y'all.
All right, take care, buddy. Good luck on Saturday. Bobby Kelly's in the waiting room. That literally.
Wait a minute. I got a question for him.
Sure.
I'm going to save it.
Okay. Well, let's bring Bobby in.
You're not a joke thief, but sometimes you're a question little bandit.
But I didn't say, you're afraid. I actually set you up for it. I was like, Matt has a question.
And then you said it. Oh my God.
No, I didn't say the question.
Wait, I'm sorry, Jimmy. I'm sorry. When did your friend become just Mr. Joe Cool? Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
He's got the glasses. He's unshaven, large, thin. Bobby looks very good. Good color in his camera.
Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Bobby.
If you put glasses on me, do I kind of look like Bobby Kelly. When they used to say I look like Bobby Kelly, I'd get a little upset because, no offense, Bobby, I know you hear me, but you were a fat man. I can say it now. I can say it now because
I'm sure you said it then too, just not to me.
Not Jimmy. I mean, Bobby.
He would say it on the phone to me sometimes.
No, I would say, how dare they call me Bobby Kelly because I'm not fat. I wouldn't call you fat. I wouldn't call you fat. But now look, first of all, good to see you, Bobby Kelly. You should bring him in. He's your best buddy.
Well,
Jimmy.
I was trying to, and then you just started attacking Bob's good look.
He did. It's very, very true.
What am I going to do? I'll bring Bobby in, and 5 and 4, and well, looks like Bob Kelly's here. Hi, Bob.
Hey, what made you finally do it? What made you did you get that tummy tuck thing, the tummy ring? What'd you
The
get?
tummy tuck in?
Tommy Tuck? Was he a fucking woman in the 60s?
Well, what did he do then? What did
I
he
went
do?
to Jack LaLanne, and he really worked me hard.
Didn't you get the thing in your stomach, the ring?
I didn't get a ring. I'm not a hobbit.
I am. What?
I got it's the when they make you the gastric sleeve, they made my stomach 70% smaller.
Oh.
So you can eat kind of what you want, like meaning not, but just not as much of it. Like you wanted a little pizza, you can have a little pizza. How much can you eat before you get sick?
Not that I can. It's been over a year now, so I can eat a little more than I used to. But I still I had my birthday last weekend. Thank you very much. And
I did say, yeah, I missed it by a day.
How old are you? Bobby?
I'm 53.
Okay.
Did you have a lot of friends over? You didn't invite me?
I was up in New Hampshire at the tiny house with Max and Dawn.
All right,
and
I'll accept that.
They took me out to dinner, and I got too excited and I ate too fast, and I wound up dumping at the restaurant. They call it
shitting.
Dumping. No,
Or
they
throwing
call
up?
it. They call it when a person who gastric sleeve eats too much and they have to throw up. They call it dumping.
Oh,
Ew, what happened?
and you know it's coming, right? You know, like, all right.
Dude, your mouth gets watery. I have seconds to get to the bathroom, and it comes up in clumps. Oh, it's the worst.
And then now, did you go back and all right, now I cleaned out my sleeve. And did you go back in there and have a breadstick, or what'd you do?
No, I don't have a sleeve, but yes, I love Matt just keep going. It's a ring sleeve. Listen, no, I was done. But the thing is with it, the way I look at it, because I was trying to lose weight for years and I couldn't do it. And the older I got, I'd lose 20, I'd gain 30. I'd lose 30, I'd gain 40. It was too much. And then I look back to when I got sober, and I went away for 14 months to do a rehab. So I look at it like, you can't do that with food. I have to work. I have to live. I got to go out and make money. So I looked at it like my stomach was going to go to rehab for a couple of years while I was out working, doing my thing, is basically the way I looked at it. So my stomach is in rehab, kind of retraining the way I eat, what I eat. I work out 5 days a week now with weights and stuff. So, working out is the key, though. Like a lot of people that get that surgery, they don't move after it, and you can gain the weight back. You get fat, and you get your arms get flabby, and like there's a lot of skin. I didn't want any flabby skin. So as soon as I could lift weights, I started lifting weights and working out. So,
and if you do eat too much and you get sick, do you have like that? When you puke, when you have the flu, you feel woozy, or is it just when you're done, you're done? Like, do you not feel it's finished?
It's like hit, like 3 hips, and then you're done. It's like,
because it's not food poisoning, right?
No, it's just fucking, dude. There's two. I can't. Like my stomach's like, dude, I don't got it. And
How soon did you lose the weight? How long did it come? Did it come off? How quickly?
Well, it comes. The water weight comes off, and a lot of stuff comes off fast, like 20 or 30 pounds. But then I lost over 100 pounds, and what happens that's when you have to start walking. I was walking the night I got the surgery. I was walking around the hospital. I've been, you got to move. You got to move, and you got to lift weights. Weights are the key, because if you don't, your muscles will just go away. And that's bad, because that's when, you start to get injured and you won't be able to do shit. So I've been doing, and I just use dumbbells. I have dumbbells. That's all I have. I'm not cranking it out, doing T or anything.
You are what you lift. Now, let me ask you a question.
Hey.
I'm not the comedian. Hey, bang, bang. Listen to me. How was it? Was it exciting? After many years.
Oh, yeah.
And you might have thought that it was gone and I'm going to clean this up because there might be kids listening, when you saw your pee-pee again.
Wow.
You got excited when you saw did you get excited when you saw your pee-pee? Did you play with it? You just smack it around?
I'll tell you this.
Did you?
I forgot that I had a good piece.
You have, right?
I got a nice piece, and I forgot that I had a nice piece. My wife definitely forgot that I had a nice piece. But I actually saw it yesterday. I got out of the shower yesterday. I wound up working out, and I did a little sauna, and I looked down, and there he was, that little mushroom looking back at me.
Now
So I mean,
little mushroom. No, that's not very appealing to the ladies if you call it.
wow.
A little
Well.
I mean, I got to grow and not a shower, and it's been through some wars. I mean, it does look like it's been under a rock for a couple of years. You know what I mean?
Can I tell? I've heard
Yes.
about you back in the day. Now you're starting to look like the guy. You're starting to look like the guy that I heard about. Because
Yep.
before you got married, when you were thin, when you first came on the scene, you, my friend,
Yeah.
I heard,
Yep.
were a coxman. I
Well,
heard that the ladies
yeah.
loved you. I heard that
Yeah.
you were suave.
Bob's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But now, so is your wife getting a little nervous? You're not going nowhere. Let's face it. You got
Oh.
young Max. He's doing jujitsu at Igor Gracie's. Is he still training?
Oh, dude, twice a week,
That makes me so happy. That makes me happy.
dude. He
You
loves
should
it.
fucking go in there. You should get involved now.
Well, I'm gonna start. I was gonna start back in the day, but now I've been talking to my wife about getting into at least I might go once or twice a week at the 6 a.m. class over
Jiu-jitsu.
there. Yeah, I really want to start. It's
great.
eating at me.
Look up in both directions like this on both of us. I've been training forever. You know me.
Yeah.
Look at your little friend. I can't wait to see you guys rolling around. Because I don't know if you heard. Did you know that Jimmy is doing jujitsu? Do you know that?
It makes me so happy that he's doing jujitsu, and I would love to roll with him, but it would just be us giggling.
Yeah, two guys trying not to bump their erections. I love it, dude. I go. I do jujitsu 2 days and Muay Thai 2 days because I hate the gym so much. It burnt the card. But nothing is ever when I'm done with it. Especially rolling jujitsu, especially nothing has made me more tired. But it's a good tired. It's not like that lump of shit tired you feel when you wake up and this is like I did something tired. I love it. Oh, look at the abs! I didn't even see.
What?
You look good. Come on, I'll get you some. What's up, guy?
Yeah, now lift up your shirt. Let me see. Not there yet?
Don't fall for it, Bob.
Okay, listen to me. This is what you're doing.
It's
You're
not bad.
You're starting from the top. Your face looks great. I'm sure your calves look awesome. You're going to start, and you're going to meet in the middle. And then you're going to squeeze out that fat.
It sucks that the last part of weight to lose is between your stomachia and your belly button.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when that goes, then I'm back. I mean, it's back. Because
then you're on the TRT.
Wow. Oh, the TRT. Well, that's another thing. Like people have been telling me you got to do that now.
Hey.
With your temperament, what terrible person gave you that advice, TRT? It's an awful suggestion.
Yeah, I know. I do. I have to go to therapy. I meditate like 4 times a week because I got a crap. Yeah, I got a lot of childhood trauma shit that I was, when I was a kid, I got hit and abused. So when I get older, anytime somebody threatens me or I feel threatened, I fucking lash out. But since I've had the kid, I've learned to control it a little more. But it still comes out. And plus, I'm from Boston. We're a bunch of fucking angry assholes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you talk to each other. You go fuck yourself, you cocksucker. And that's a friendly hello,
Funny,
But Bobby I'll tell you one thing Bobby's good at. Bobby is good if you have an argument with him of calling and going, hey, man, sorry about that. Well, let's forget it. Like, you're good at not holding a grudge either.
Yeah, dude. Well, I can't. You gotta own your shit. That's what the one thing I teach my kid is you're gonna mess up, but you gotta own it. You gotta own it. That's the most important. Don't lie and own your shit. If that's the only thing I can teach him is that. But it's I would like to go to jiu-jitsu though. I think that's the next thing because here's the problem, Matt, which is what you've caused in my life. Because you helped me get Max into jiu-jitsu, into Igor Gracie, and now the kid is getting bigger and bigger every week. He's the size of my wife now. He's gonna be around 6 something. So this kid around 14 or 15 is gonna be going to Igor Gracie, knowing jiu-jitsu for 6-7 years now, right? He's gonna be a problem because they're gonna be, hey, you're not going out. He's going, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you could always tase him. But my thing is, I think no, don't tase him. Don't. But I think you should start training.
Yeah.
That way, hey, Maxie, time to put the garbage out. You want to get Kimura? Do you want to get Kimura, Maxie? No, listen. But seriously, it's fun. Listen, I know you're talking about working out and everything. Working out's boring as fuck. It's annoying. Planet Fitness. I mean, come on, man. You yell.
Anytime Fitness. Anytime Fitness.
Anytime Fitness.
Yeah, that's
I
where I
was
go.
talking about Planet Fitness where you can't make a grunt. You can't like.
I know. I love that they have. I joined that gym at one of my fattest moments in my life. I joined Planet Fitness, and I'm on the treadmill, and that moment, like I'm doing it, I got it, and I'm hitting it. All of a sudden, I smelled pizza, and I thought I was having a stroke. I looked over, it was Pizza Friday. They have Pizza Friday and Bagel Monday. I looked over 100 pizzas. They walked in, put them on tables, and it was a bunch of middle-aged fat women in yoga pants just sitting on their treadmills eating pizza.
Did you have any?
Walked out.
Oh, you left.
What are they thinking with that, though? I know they want to make it like not just for big muscle heads, but I make noises, man. I make noises with I'm loud. I am loud.
Matt is a boisterous man.
I'm a boisterous guy,
I don't mind that though. Like they always say, no grunting. I don't know if someone grunts. It's like we're in a fucking gym. Go ahead. I don't mind when people drop the weights. Go ahead. It's a fucking gym.
Here's what it is. It's a $10 a month thing. They know you're going to join. I'm still a member. It's been 6 years.
Yeah.
I can't. You have to go to the place and quit at the place you join. They know that a bunch of people are going to come in, give them pizza. They'll stay fat. They'll leave. They'll never come back. They'll never quit. So it's kind of a scam. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And they know you won't cancel your membership. But yeah, you should take it, man. It really is. It's great. I take privates because of the schedule. I'm done by 12:30. I'm on the air here by 2. Right. But it really helps. I love it, man. It's I can't recommend it highly enough. And I'm still not good at it. So it's you're not gonna. It's just fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I talked to 7 a.m. this morning. I live it. Hey, what's going on with your podcast?
Which one?
Yeah, Bob's got a few.
See the way I want to just plug your podcast. You tell me about.
Of course, I got the Bonfire on Sirius XM with Big J now. I'm on Faction Talk with Jimmy and Sam.
Bob's on at 5 p.m.
We're on in the afternoon.
You guys have your own gig? What is that about?
Yeah, but the Bonfire was a hit show on the afternoons with Dan Soder and Big J Okerson. Dan left, and Jay asked me to replace him, and I did. So we've been going for around 7 months. It's kicking ass. It's a great show. I mean, it's Jim and Sam in the morning, Bennington in the afternoon, and then me and Big J on the drive home. It's like, I mean, a dream gig on a dream network. I mean, it's insane. It's
an easy job, right? Just going in, fucking around with your dumb friends.
Like this, Jimmy.
Exactly. Yeah. It's fun.
It's a great job. And then I got the YKWd, but I also got a new podcast with Paul Verzi called The Bone to Pick, which I would love to have. We're going to start having special guests. It's, you get a bone, whatever your bone is for that week. And you bring it up and then we debate it and talk about it and bitch about it.
What the fuck you mean bone? What do you mean bone?
Like a bone of contention. Like an issue.
What's that word, contention? Guys, talk to me like a normal human being.
All right, listen, ready? You ever park at the grocery store, right? And there's a bunch of open spots, but somebody parks right next to you.
Oh, like a peeve, like a little
peeve, a bone. I got a bone with it.
I got a bone.
Shit. Yeah,
you lucky dog.
I'll tell you my bone. Here's a bone.
Yeah.
When there's 5 open toilet stalls and I go to shit, and then a minute later someone comes in and shits in the stall right next to me.
Oh.
It's like, what are you fucking? I've actually groaned when people. What are you fucking doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
When you're at the stall and there's 5 open stalls and they come next to you, that's like illegal.
That's what I mean. It's so it makes me so. It's probably because they're OCD shit and they have to sit in the second stall. Is probably the one they like. It's like, go to the end, you fuck. I hate them.
I'm sick of stalls with the open. Close them up. Make it a room. I want my own room.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear somebody else's butt while I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
At the airport, I hate the Delta Lounge. You have your own little room to go.
It's like a door. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, get a door. The Village Underground, you got a door. These bathrooms, the open air, I got to hear some dude, from Pakistan taking a poop.
It's too close. It's too close to home.
Too close.
Back in the day on 25th Street at Hensel Gracie's, there was an American Gladiator from the show. I won't mention the guy's name. He is one of those fucking laser vipers, one of those names. He used to train with us. Nice guy. So there was 2 stalls in there. I'm in one, he's in another. Now this was around 30 years ago. I still remember him shitting. The guy must have had a big breakfast. But it was a splish splash fucking whatever was going on in that stall. I don't know if steroids make you shit harder, but this dude was giving birth, and I was just sitting there.
Dude, I remember.
I was pushing. I go, I don't want him to hear me now. I'm like,
dude, I remember there was a guy. I was in the Delta Lounge before they made the doors. They had the open tops. And I remember that it sounded like he was emptying grapes out of a trash bag. It was disgusting. I'll never forget it.
It's not good. It's not good. I have ulcerative colitis. I need time. So I don't like when there's an eatery or a bathroom with one stall. Really?
Oh, that's the
I
worst.
go in there and somebody comes in right after.
Wow.
It could be 2 minutes. It could be 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not up to me. It's up to my asshole.
Well, it's funny because was it Nick DePaul has that joke? I don't want to shit. I don't want to feel the warm seat of a guy who was just shitting there.
Yep.
When you're at a restaurant, you sit down, it's nice and warm because that jerk in front of you was just sitting there for 20 minutes dumping. Oh,
it's not fun.
It's an awful feeling. The warmth of another. You can still feel his body heat warming you. You're being warmed by his body heat. Yeah, it's gross. It's disgusting.
So anyways, that show is another hit. That show's actually killing it.
I know.
We take bones, we get bones, and then fans send in bones. We put it out to the fans the first week. We got 1,100 emails of people with bitches.
People just pissed off about shit? Like,
they sent in video bones. What was the one guy last week? He goes, I have a bone. My bone is stop mixing foods. I don't want a breakfast taco. Go fuck yourself. And people get mad at certain things, but you don't even think about it. And then
pineapple pizza thing. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, pineapple pizza, all that shit. So
that's a damn good one. Bone to pick. And also YKWd, the regs is like you've been having Soda on and Lewis and who else? Joe List.
Well, my podcast YKWd when it started, it was mainly Dan Soda, Joe List, and Louis J. Gomez. And what does that
stand for? You're saying it very fast. Why do
you know what, dude?
You know what, dude?
Listeners, say what, dude?
You know what, dude? Because it's Billy Bird named it. Because I always go when I'm Norton knows when I'm trying to make a point. I always, you know what, dude? You know what, dude?
Yeah,
I like it. So wait, is that the one I was on in the shed, or is that done?
No, that one was a special show. That was hang on one second. My wife is here. I'm gonna ask her a question. Don, now that I lost all the weight and I look better, right?
Worried.
Now, are you more attracted to me now? Do you are you like, let's get some?
The dog is missing.
What'd she say?
It's the same, but the dog is missing.
Is that not what you wanted to hear?
Go find the dog. I hope you both have a good life together. I love you. What? I mean,
yeah.
Same. It's the same. I was 350 pounds.
How much you weigh now?
I weigh 120. I mean, 220. 120. 120. If I was 120.
You weigh 220?
I weigh 220.
I'm at my fattest. I mean, keep in mind, I'm 5'6". Okay.
Yeah, you're 4'2".
I'm sorry. Did somebody, Jimmy?
I'm sorry.
How dare you?
Wow.
Jimmy.
Hey, you had a couple fat jokes in there. Come on.
You did. You came in hot, Matt. You came in hot.
All right. All right. I can take it. Listen, I'm the little hobbit. I was up to 230, so I was round as fuck. So
yeah.
You know, at 220, you surpassed that. How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
All right. Well, you're
All
right,
5'8" and a quarter.
You lost a lot of weight. I'm happy for you, dude.
I lost a small boy.
He did.
I lost a hot wife.
It's a lot of weight, man. You got to just feel better walking around, man. Holy shit.
Dude, it feels like, because I travel, me and Jim, we have to travel every weekend. We got to, get in a car, get on in the plane, buckle in the seat. I mean, dude, I had to get the extension, and I actually learned tricks to pull the seatbelt. I was so embarrassed to use the extension that I had to pull the seatbelt under my stomach and use my stomach as a third hand to hold the seatbelt so I could click it. And now I get on the plane, I can take my shoes off, I can cross my legs. I mean, I got a room. I mean, it's so much better. Just traveling is so much better now for me. I mean, dude, just to be able to buy a regular, I don't have to shop at that DXL. Oh,
Listen, man. I used to have to get in the car and undo my button when I had to go to get my pants.
dude,
I'm sorry,
DXL.
Jimmy. Are we boring you with our fat stories, you little bird?
No, I'm very tired from my jujitsu today.
Oh, you're tired from
Jimmy's
jujitsu.
been fat. Jimmy's been up there.
Jimmy is getting there again. I mean, I'm trying. I'm struggling with the food. It's very hard.
Jimmy
Very
knows,
difficult.
man. Jimmy helped me a lot with food because Jimmy's been there. He's one of the guys that I think of when I go to dinner. He'll always, everybody else orders he'll go, give me the fish with nothing. So I remember Jimmy. I got a picture of Jimmy, man. Oof. It's my favorite picture. The one where you're laughing and your neck, you have like 5 different colored necks.
Yeah. I was a real fucking oinker.
Yeah.
And I got too skinny at one point. Though I see pictures of myself from 2015, and I'm sickly looking, like the guy who has cancer and doesn't know it, like who's just like unhealthy skinny. So I was like 20 pounds too light at one point.
Hey, can I ask you guys some questions?
Yes.
Sure.
All right, about the UFC. I got questions.
Sure.
Come on, Bobby. This is the UFC Unfiltered, bro.
Well, you got McGregor coming back, right?
Yes.
Well, we think.
Sounds
Well,
like it.
I mean, this has been happening for years, right? What's the problem?
Here's my guess.
The problem is he got his
All right.
leg cut in half. He cut his shit in half. That's the first problem.
Okay.
So you gotta get, that's more than a fucking little fucking cast and some Neosporin there, Bobby Kelly.
Well,
Yeah.
a couple guys have had the same thing, and they came back a year and a half later.
Oh, so I guess he's a big pussy, Bobby Kelly. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, Anderson Silva had it, right? Came back. Chris had it, came back, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
that was 3 years ago, right?
Hey,
What?
what is
Connor-
I don't know.
By the way, he's back in the USADA testing pool. He says he is. Him against Chandler. I gave him a lot of credit for taking that fight. I think that's a really tough fight for Connor because Chandler's ground ability is so good. I thought Connor should have taken someone. And not that Gaethje's an easy fight for anyone because he's an animal, but at least he's probably going to stand with you. I mean, I'm happy he's coming back, but
I just want to see him fight again. I want to see him fight one last time because he's so just the lead up to the fights are so entertaining and epic. You don't know what he's going to do, and he's so charismatic. I would love to see him fight again. And now John Jones.
Yeah, fighting Miocic in December. I don't know the exact date. Is it November or December he's fighting? I don't remember it. Some part of me is saying it might be November at the Garden.
It's at MSG.
It's at the Garden.
Confirm us exactly the day.
Oh yes, November
November
1st.
11th.
Okay.
November 11th.
Oh, my eyes are going. Jesus Christ!
It's
I only saw
November
one of the
11th,
ones.
and it's at Madison Square Garden. Jimmy, I want to go so bad.
Me too.
Well, take
Me too.
Take me. Let's go.
I would love to. If
Let's
I'm
get
in the
some
city,
tickets.
I will try to get tickets. I will pester Dana. That's going to be a very big one. The Garden is going to be a big one, but Dana always tries to help me out.
Well, you remember when we saw him when you were like, "Who's that guy?" I go, "That he's going to be the champ."
Was there's John Jones? Oh yeah.
UFC 100.
He was on the main card. I don't remember who he fought that night.
I forget who he fought, but he was just coming up, and he was just a badass. And I was like, that dude's going to be the champ.
Yeah, he's gonna be the champion. We met him. We talked to him for a little bit. Yeah, he was great.
You think he's gonna win?
Yeah, Stipe is great, but I think he's been off for almost 3 years. And Jones looked so good against. But then who knows? I don't think he'll do to Stipe what he did to Gon. Stipe is just too much of a veteran to allow that. But I do think Jones will find a way to win.
And what do you think about Strickland?
Oh, I love
amazing.
Strickland.
Amazing. We love him.
Man. He's hysterical, that guy, man.
It's like Archie Bunker is a UFC champion, right?
Oh, that's funny. Listen, man, I like that he's 100% genuine in everything he's saying.
Right.
And, I don't know. He makes a lot of good points. You know,
I actually show most of his points to my wife. You know?
Yeah.
Like the whole kitchen bit.
Yeah, get in there. What are you doing? What are you doing in the living room? Yeah, there's a refrigerator in the fucking room. Why don't you go in there? Yeah. Yeah.
Hey guys, funny. Is everybody all now? Listen, let me just change the subject a little bit. You guys, you're funny.
Sure. Go ahead.
You're both funny gentlemen. You're both paid funny men. Is the state of stand-up comedy? It's exciting lately. It feels like with Joe opening his club, there's a lot of buzz around that, and I see a lot of clips of that on YouTube and all the specials that are coming out. It feels like it used to be like things were a little bit more on shaky grounds with everybody getting accused of something or canceled or trying to get canceled. Do you feel a little bit more free where you could just say other words and just be a little bit more open without the fear of everybody fucking just witch hunting you?
Well, I think that what they didn't take into account back then was that we needed networks or streamers to give us the opportunity, right? And so the people that got canceled or just went and did it themselves on the internet. We don't need a network. We don't need streamers. We don't need somebody to be a gatekeeper anymore. You can just pay not that much money and go film your special and put it out there. And like there's a new platform called punchup.live that their whole thing is uncensored. As long as you're trying to be funny, we put it up and you can charge, you can give it away for free. Here's another thing that they do that's great. All you need is an email to watch it. My special's up there now. And now I get those emails. So those are all my fans. I get the email. So now when I go and they shows me, I put my tickets up there. They show me where I'm selling tickets, who's looking at my special, what states, what cities, what countries. And then I can plan my tour around that and send them an email. Now, when you go to, if you're doing stuff on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you're working for them. You're actually an employee of Instagram because you're giving them the content they need to sell stuff. You get no information. You get no data. You get nothing, right? They don't even monetize anymore. So now, like this punchup.live, you get all the information. You get all the analytics and you get to use it the way you want. And it's your fans and you can charge. You can say $5 for my new special. So now I don't got to go to Comedy Central and see if a bunch of executives approve of my act. Go fuck yourself. I can go do whatever I want and I can put it up on a platform like that and just go plug it on podcasts like this show, my show, Rogan, which is all of us just helping each other. All those fans go buy it. So we don't need them anymore. So you can pretty much do what you want now. They never took into account that we would figure out the internet. So now all that bullshit, I think, is gone.
We don't need the man.
No.
We don't need the man.
Unless they come with like $20 million, then we'll take the man.
100%. Yeah. Hey, and when you got that list, do you ever hit them up with, hey, listen, everybody, Bobby Kelly fans, I got a what's up dude mug coming. You want to get a mug? Do you ever hit them up with little special things with it?
No. I mean, you can, but you got to be careful because if you become a spam thing, people will fucking tell you to be.
Yeah, you don't want to be a spam. You don't want to be all right, another one of these things from him.
You know who did that? Louis C.K. was the first one to do it, where he, what happened with him was terrible.
Yeah.
But the thing that he did that was smart, he bought at the peak of his career, he bought his own ticketing company. So instead of using the big ticketing companies who add on all these fees, he was like, I just want to charge $40 a ticket for front row, back row. I'm buying my ticket company. He got all the emails. So when they canceled him, all he had to do was go, hey, I'm going to set up a show and send an email out. And then people bought all the tickets all over the world. He did a European tour, an American tour. He had 2 albums come out and he won a Grammy without asking.
Didn't he win 2?
He was up for 2. He won one, up for 2. By the way, my specials is being submitted for a Grammy right now today.
Oh, good for you, man. Good.
What's the name of your special?
Killbox. It was directed and produced by Louis C.K.
Killbox.
Yeah. Right now you can watch it live on punchup.live
for free.
For free.
You just got to join for an email. All you need is an email.
Yeah.
it's not that it's good that people got canceled, but a perfect example is Shane Gillis. That guy, if he got on Saturday Night Live, there's no way he could have been utilized the way he is.
He's much bigger now than he would have been.
And he couldn't do the comedy that he does normally if he was on.
Right.
And they fucked
the
up.
comedy he does is fucking hysterical.
Shane Gillis is hands down, in my opinion, one of the funniest guys out there right now.
Yeah.
I mean, his new special, outrageous. The problem though with it though, if you really want to get into it, now it's so easy to make a special that any jackass can make a special, right?
Yeah.
When we came up, it took 15 years to get your first special.
Yeah.
And then it took 2 or 3 years to get your next, and 2 or 3 years. These guys are making specials now that I'm not to say they don't deserve it, but maybe not ready. So there's a special every week from some asshole who got 3 cameras and knows how to edit and put it up on YouTube. You know what I mean?
And what you're saying, Bob, is they're not very special anymore.
They're not special. What I'm saying is, they're not that special.
No, they're not.
What do you think about that? Somebody new in the game, they all of a sudden got a special, they got this, they got that. Do you get a little bit like, dude, you didn't really earn your fucking stripes?
Yeah, I could care less.
No, like, the way I look at it is, what is that that person supposed to say? No, I'm not, I don't deserve it. Fuck it. You know, the fastest horse doesn't win the race.
Hey, Melissa.
The fastest horse doesn't win the race. So, I mean, look.
Yeah, why? First of all, could you elaborate on that comment? Why is he lazy? Does the fastest horse need to take? Does he take breaks?
Well,
I've always found the fastest horse wins the race.
The fastest horse usually wins the fucking race. Bobby Kelly, please.
In your business, yes, but in show business, it's not the case.
Elaborate on that fucking.
Well, it's like, look at this kid. There's people out there that certain executives like. They're friends with them. What they're talking about is in what they want to hear about. There's certain, like, HBO goes in a direction. They had a couple specials where there was a special with no audience in the crowd, maybe a little artsy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, I'm not going to hate that guy and be like, screw it. It's like, whatever. They gave him a special. He's supposed to take it. I mean, they didn't give me one, whatever. I'll go do this. So I'll go do my shit over here. You do that shit over here. But at the end of it, like, I look at a guy like Jim Norton, one of the funniest stand-ups walking ever,
Oh, Bob.
And I mean, it's true. And, is he on HBO every week? No. Should he be? In my eyes, yeah. But,
Not in 16 years. I haven't been on HBO.
It's a long fucking time, shit.
Not in 16 years.
Holy God.
I was on in 2007.
You guys were both. That's funny. You guys were both. You were on the Louis. What was yours called, Jimmy? Not Louis. His was on. He was on Louis, being Louis's brother.
I was on Louis as well. I played myself on Louis. I was on Lucky Louis, and I was on his show playing myself.
Yeah.
Oh, it was funny. Both of you guys were great in that. Both of you.
Thank you.
Bobby, I can't believe how you could act. When that scene,
Bobby's very good.
When you're asking your mother to tell her that she loves you, is fucking hysterical. It's hysterical. You're like crying in the restaurant. Oh, it's making me die right now. Bobby, it's funny.
What's funny about that scene is that Louis called me 2 months before that. He's like, hey, can you cry on camera, like in acting? I was like, yeah, dude, what the fuck?
It's funny.
Yeah. He's like, all right, cool. I'm writing this thing. I want you to do it, but you got to be able to cry. I'm like, all right. Which is kind of, you're not supposed to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now that's all I'm thinking about.
Too much pressure.
He goes, you're working with a Tony Award winning actress. So you got to have your shit together. The mother was this huge actress in theater. So now I'm freaking out. So I'm working my ass off. I don't want to be the guy to fuck everything up. We get there. The first couple lines, she goes, Bobby, what's my line? She didn't fucking know one.
That's
one
funny.
line.
That's funny. I like when she sees you and she's like, what do you men do? Just get fat and die or something like that. That show was so good. And now you can get that show on Louis.com or something.
Louis actually bought it back or leased it back for a few years.
Yeah.
It's only on his website. You can watch it.
Very smart. Yeah. I see ads for it on his Instagram.
Yeah. But Louis always ahead of the game. He's always smart.
Yep.
And he's always doing the next thing, which is great.
Man, fuck all that cancel stuff. I'm happy that you guys are getting your legs underneath you again.
Well, it backfired all, and because Shane Gillis is one of the biggest comics in the world. Louis doesn't need to ask to do shit anymore, and he still makes money. You can't mess with comics. You can mess with actors because you can not give them the gig because you can't act in front of a mirror,
Sure.
But comics, we'll just find a rock club, or we'll even during the pandemic, we were just going into parking lots, setting up a microphone and doing shows.
Yep.
So,
fuck, man. Well, listen, dude. What the fuck is that?
What is that?
I was just producing. I'm producing in the background.
Now, are you tan, or is that special lights you have, Bobby? What am I looking at?
No, I'm a little tan, but
and it's good lighting.
I got good lighting. I'm the king of Zoom.
Yes, he is.
Well, listen, man, you have so many podcasts, and I will just jump the gun and say yes. I'll come on anyone you want. So if you want to ask me, you can. And Jimmy, you didn't ask me to come on Jim and Sam in the morning in a while, and I feel the last time I was on that show, holy shit, did we have fun?
Why don't you come in next week?
Guys, this is what it comes down to, me asking to be on your shows.
No, I'd love to have you, but I was afraid you'll say no.
I'm only asking you. You guys don't jump at it either. Well, you did. Just looking at me.
Dude,
Bobby,
I want you on. Come on, Bone to pick. You'd be great.
I'm fucking around.
I know you got a million bones to pick.
Yeah.
I do. Like fat guys that are now skinny and think they're fucking cool.
You know what's so funny is that's the shitty part about losing weight is that there's a point where you lose they're like, great for you, good for you. Oh man, we're so proud. Oh, now you're fucking different. Now you're a piece of shit.
You look too good, Bobby. You look too good, buddy. Listen, seriously though, I'm happy, dude. Because I was worried about you. You know what I mean? I think a lot of friends were. Jimmy's not going to say he's a dark-hearted little guy, but
no, that's not true. I was always reaching out to Bob.
Well, that's another thing. Is a lot of people like, dude, I'm so glad we were worried about you. I'm like, well, you never said anything to me.
Yeah,
you just watched me eat pizza.
Yeah. Oh, they said stuff to you. I saw that roast when you were roasting fucking what's fucking Voss?
Little Hands.
What's his name? Rich Voss?
Rich Voss, yes.
When you guys were roasting him, that was a great roast. If anybody wants to watch that,
that was very fun.
The roast of Richard Voss, right? Yeah, that was so great. But anyway, I liked everybody attacking Bobby. That's kind of sucks that you're skinny now for that fact.
Well, they still do fat jokes. They still work. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they still do it.
We can still do that.
Yeah, you can still do it. You can still pull it off.
All right.
Yes.
What else we got, guys?
All right, nothing. I'm good. Bobby, let's promote the Boneyard is Monday through Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. on Sirius XM on channel 103.
It's called Bonfire.
The Boneyard. I'm so tired. The Bonfire, of course. Boneyard is Ozzy's fucking
asshole.
I'm sorry. I'm half asleep, dude.
I got Opie and Anthony from 8 to 11.
I know. I'm tired.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Bobby's on the Bonfire. And then, of course, WYKD.
Well, YKWD.
Wait,
you know what?
You know what, dude? YKWD. Bone to Pick with Paul Verzi. I remember that one. You can get them where all your podcasts on. And you can go watch Bobby's Killbox special on what is Pop Up Live? Punch Up Live.
Punch Up Live.
Yes. And I'll be at the Fat Black tonight at 7 p.m. Good seeing you, buddy.
I love you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Good seeing you too, buddy. I'll see you guys later.
All right, pal. See you later.
Peace.
And Matt, as we close the show, I just want to say to remind people about tonight's, Saturday night. I'm tired. It's Sadiq Youssef, of course, against Edson Barboza, number 11 against number 13 this Saturday. And it's, let's see what time, 4 p.m. I love this. Eastern time, ESPN Plus, the prelims, and main card starts at 7 o'clock New York time. Great card. Thank you very much. Jennifer Maya and Viviani Arahu is the co-main, and Jonathan Martinez against Adrian Yanez, who we had today, is featured bout. Michelle Pajeda's fighting on this against Andre Petrosky. Great card. So I will talk to you soon, Matt.
I'll talk to you before then, I'm sure, Jimmy, because
I hope so.
I can't wait till Monday to talk to you. Guy, thank you, everybody. We love you all. Why am I getting so emotional at the end?
Oh, you're a sweet guy.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.